What is the relationship between plankton and krill? Have you ever wondered how tiny organisms in the ocean can impact the lives of larger creatures? Let's take a closer look at the relationship between plankton and krill, especially in the polar regions. Plankton are small organisms that drift in the ocean. They come in two main types: phytoplankton, which are plant-like, and zooplankton, which are animal-like. Krill, on the other hand, are small, shrimp-like crustaceans that live in large groups called swarms. You can find them in the cold waters of the Arctic and Antarctic. Krill relying heavily on plankton for their survival. They primarily feed on phytoplankton, the microscopic plants that float near the ocean's surface. In addition to phytoplankton, krill also consume some zooplankton. This feeding relationship makes krill an important link in the ocean food web, connecting the smallest organisms to larger predators. In the polar regions, krill often find plenty of phytoplankton growing under or near sea ice, especially during winter when other food sources are limited. The health of krill populations is closely tied to the availability of plankton. When phytoplankton thrive, krill populations flourish. However, when plankton becomes scarce, krill struggle to find enough food, which can impact their ability to survive and reproduce. This relationship is vital in the polar regions, where krill serve as a primary food source for many animals, including penguins, seals, and whales. Climate change and ocean acidification are major factors affecting both plankton and krill in these regions. Warmer temperatures and reduced sea ice can limit the growth of phytoplankton, leading to less food for krill. Ocean acidification, caused by increased carbon dioxide levels in the water, can also harm plankton populations. If plankton numbers decline, krill may face food shortages, which can result in fewer krill and disrupt the entire polar food web. Changes in plankton and krill populations can have widespread effects on the polar ecosystem. For example, if krill numbers decrease, the animals that depend on them for food may also decline. This shift can alter the balance of life in the ocean. Scientists study these relationships to understand how climate change and ocean acidification might impact polar ecosystems in the future. Monitoring plankton and krill populations is essential for tracking the health of these ecosystems. Understanding how these organisms interact helps scientists and conservationists make informed decisions about protecting polar environments. For anyone interested in the polar regions, knowing about plankton and krill is key to understanding how life in these cold oceans is interconnected and how it may change as the climate evolves.